is Peg. This is probably the last time you'll see her. Peg, this must be...
If any show in Hollywood's history dared to challenge the limits of acceptability, it was undoubtedly Married with Children. The audacity of its writers and producers in tackling controversial themes and raw family dynamics set it apart from typical sitcom fare. This series divided audiences sharply, creating a passionate fan base that celebrated its irreverence and a vocal group that condemned it for its portrayal of family life. As time went on, however, a combination of factors began to undermine its success. Ratings started to slip as viewers either grew tired of the same formula or were offended by its edgy humor. Network executives, concerned about the show's impact on their brand, began to pressure the creators for changes that would soften its tone. Additionally, the rise of new sitcoms that offered more wholesome family dynamics drew viewers away. Ultimately, the collision of these influences led to the unfortunate decline and cancellation of a show that once pushed boundaries and sparked conversations about the nature of family and societal norms. It's the late 80s, and television is about to witness a seismic shift in comedy. Along comes Married with Children, a sitcom that was like nothing audiences had seen before. Dry, irreverent, and unapologetically crude. The show wasted no time in shocking viewers with its controversial content. From the very beginning, Married with Children established itself as a master of risque humor, daring to push the boundaries of what was acceptable on primetime television. The patriarch of the Bundy family, Al, played brilliantly by Ed O'Neill, was a shoe salesman with a chip on his shoulder. He didn't hold back his contempt for his wife Peggy and his two kids, Kelly and Bud. In one particularly controversial episode titled, "I'll See You in Court," Al recounts a time when he and Peggy were intimate, mistaking her for another woman. This awkward and uncomfortable situation is played for laughs, but it was far from what most people were accustomed to seeing on their TV screens. Another example of how the show produced controversies was in the 5th episode of the first season called The Poker Game. In this episode, Al and his buddies invite Peggy to join their poker game to prove women can't handle the pressure. This leads to a series of sexist jokes and digs at women, drawing criticism for reinforcing gender stereotypes. Much later, in episode 22 of the 11th season, an episode called The England Show aired. In this controversial series finale, Al dreams about what life would have been like if he never married Peggy. The dream sequence features a dark and violent alternate reality, leading some viewers to find it too intense for a comedy series. These episodes were just a glimpse of the many instances where Married with Children pushed the envelope with its humor, touching on topics that were considered taboo for network television at the time.
Well, you know we're never going to hear the end of this one.
Gee, how can you tell? The way he's making five...
Throughout its run, the show tackled taboo subjects and explored sexual innuendos with reckless abandon. It seemed like no topic was off limits for the writers, whether it was sex, infidelity, or bodily functions. In the episode A Shoe Room with a View, Al goes to a nudist beach with his friends, leading to a slew of hilariously scandalous scenarios that had some viewers gasping in disbelief. As the show continued to deliver its raunchy humor, it was met with a wave of both praise and condemnation. Some viewers found the no-holds-barred approach refreshing and hilarious, embracing the show's audacious take on family life. However, others weren't so forgiving. Concerned parents and conservative groups were up in arms, decrying the show as inappropriate for television and unsuitable for impressionable minds. It wasn't just viewers and critics who had strong reactions. Advertisers and sponsors often found themselves in a precarious position. The show's controversial content led to some companies backing away, unwilling to risk their reputation by being associated with such audacious humor. This resulted in boycotts and financial strain for the network, further fueling the controversy surrounding the show. Even the Federal Communications Commission stepped in, slapping the show with fines for its indecent content. The FCC's involvement only added fuel to the fire, with supporters of the show championing its right to free speech and creative expression while its detractors accused it of crossing the line.
Stirring and stirring over a pulsing heat.
Despite the controversies surrounding it, Married with Children carved out a significant place in television history. The show was a bold departure from the idealized family sitcoms of the time, presenting a raw and often unflattering view of American family life. It challenged societal norms by showcasing a dysfunctional family that was unapologetically flawed. This approach resonated with audiences who were eager for something different from the polished portrayals of family dynamics. The humor was audacious, often crossing lines that other shows would not dare to tread. This irreverent nature sparked fierce debates about what was acceptable on television. Critics and fans alike engaged in discussions about the show's impact on culture and morality. Married with Children was not just a sitcom. It became a symbol of creative freedom in television. It paved the way for later shows that embraced similar themes of irreverence and realism. The series remains a landmark in the evolution of sitcoms, remembered for its willingness to push boundaries and challenge the status quo. Its legacy continues to influence comedy, demonstrating that audiences appreciate humor that reflects the complexities of real life, even when it is uncomfortable.
Well, it looks like Sucklegate.
The controversies surrounding the show led to a slippery slope of more flaws and loopholes in the dysfunctional family theme. The show's central figure, Al Bundy, was the quintessential disgruntled shoe salesman trapped in a loveless marriage with his wife, Peggy. Their interactions were far from affectionate, and instead were filled with biting sarcasm and verbal sparring. If that wasn't enough, their kids, Kelly and Bud, were no angels either, often getting into mischief and causing headaches for their parents. In episode after episode, the Bundys engaged in inappropriate behavior that would make any traditional family cringe. For instance, in Prom Queen the sequel, Al and Peggy steal the prom queen title from their daughter Kelly in a twisted quest for their lost youth. Not exactly the kind of parental role models you'd expect to find on a family sitcom. In the episode Her Cups Runneth Over, Al gets caught peeping at his neighbor's well-endowed wife, leading to a hilarious yet eyebrow-raising exploration of voyeurism. It's moments like these that had critics wagging their fingers, decrying the show for normalizing disrespectful behavior within the family unit. Furthermore, the Bundys showed an utter lack of support for each other's dreams and aspirations. In Peggy Turns 300, Peggy attempts to fulfill her lifelong dream of becoming a millionaire by starting a trash talk show. Instead of encouragement, her family mocks and belittles her, further solidifying the dysfunctional image of the Bundy household. The show's portrayal of family dynamics raised eyebrows and sparked debates about what it meant to be a family in the late 20th century.
Go look in the mirror and twitch. Anyway, the first thing that I teach them...
With each episode, Married with Children seemed to relish in dismantling the traditional notions of familial love and support. The show presented a family dynamic that was far from ideal, featuring the Bundys, who often struggled with their relationships and responsibilities. While some viewers appreciated the show's audacity and dark humor, others saw it as a negative influence on impressionable minds, particularly younger viewers who might not grasp the satirical intent behind the humor. This controversial portrayal of family dynamics extended beyond the Bundys themselves. Their interactions with neighbors and friends, like the constantly feuding Rhoades couple, further showcased a world filled with disrespect and pettiness. Despite this, it was this very disregard for traditional family values that made the show a hit with its target audience. Fans appreciated its unapologetically irreverent take on family life. While Married with Children found a loyal fan base and its place in television history, critics remained steadfast in their belief that the show undermined the importance of love, respect, and support within a family. This created a tug-of-war between those who believed in the power of satire and those who thought it set a dangerous precedent for primetime television. Ultimately, Married with Children proved to be a polarizing force in sitcom history, shattering the conventional mold, while leaving a trail of controversy and debates that would persist long after the show's end. Love it or loathe it, the Bundys certainly knew how to leave a lasting impression on viewers and television history alike.
The afterlife is in Italy!
Married with Children stirred the pot when it came to feminism. Peggy Bundy, played brilliantly by Katie Sagal, was the embodiment of the untraditional housewife with her big hair, leopard print dresses, and penchant for lounging on the couch. She was the antithesis of the typical nurturing and domesticated TV mom, and that's precisely what made her such a lightning rod for feminist criticism. Feminist groups took issue with Peggy's portrayal, seeing her as a stereotype that perpetuated the image of a lazy and materialistic woman who lacked ambition. In episode after episode, Peggy's primary interests seemed to revolve around shopping and watching TV, which some feminists argued reinforced outdated gender roles. In Buck Has a Bellyache, her shopping habits lead to financial strain, and the show used this as comedic fodder, leading some to question if it was demeaning to women. But it wasn't just Peggy's love of shopping that irked feminists. It was her relationship with Al that had them up in arms. Their marriage often resembled a battleground of sarcastic jabs and put-downs, with Peggy being the sassy and indifferent spouse. In the dance episode, Al tries to reconnect with Peggy by taking dance lessons, but instead, she dismisses his efforts and derides the whole thing. Critics argue that this portrayal of a disinterested and disrespectful wife undermined the concept of equality in a partnership. Let's not forget Peggy's relationship with her daughter Kelly. Peggy's interactions with Kelly often involve sarcastic remarks and belittling comments. In the episode Kelly Bounces Back, Peggy insults Kelly's intelligence, perpetuating the notion of mother-daughter tension. Critics claim these portrayals reinforce negative stereotypes of women being catty and unsupportive of each other. However, supporters of the show argued that Peggy's character was a satirical take on the traditional TV housewife, intended to poke fun at societal expectations of women. They saw Peggy as a strong woman who stood her ground and didn't conform to conventional norms, which was empowering in its own right. Married with Children was a show known for pushing boundaries, and Peggy Bundy was no exception. While some feminists saw her as a regressive portrayal of women, others celebrated her as a subversive figure who challenged the status quo. It was a heated battle of perspectives, with each side passionately defending their point of view. In the end, Peggy Bundy became an emblem of the ongoing struggle for gender equality in the world of television. Whether she was a symbol of defiance or a regressive stereotype, there's no denying that she left a lasting impact on discussions about feminism and representation in popular culture.
You can prove that that's our garbage.
Color me
Like all these wasn't enough, the worst was yet to come: key cast departures, the dagger that pierced the heart of Married with Children fans. When David Faustino, who played the witty and womanizing Bud Bundy, bid adieu after season 10, and Christina Applegate, the ditzy and glamorous Kelly Bundy, took her final bow after season 11, it sent shockwaves through the sitcom's devoted following. Bud Bundy, the mischievous and slick-talking son, was a fan favorite with his quick wit and hilarious schemes. Whether he was trying to impress the ladies or pulling off one of his infamous get-rich-quick schemes, Bud's antics brought a dose of teenage charm to the show. So when David Faustino made his exit after season 10, it felt like a punch in the gut to the show's loyal viewers. Let's not forget the vivacious and lovable Kelly Bundy, whose dim-witted but endearing personality made her the poster child for the classic dumb blonde stereotype. Her hilarious one-liners and memorable moments made her an irreplaceable part of the Bundy family dynamic. When Christina Applegate decided to depart after season 11, it was as if a bright light had gone out, leaving a void that was hard to fill. These cast departures were more than just actors moving on to new endeavors. They triggered a domino effect that impacted the entire show's vibe and dynamic. The absence of Bud and Kelly altered the dynamic between the remaining family members, Al and Peggy. With the kids gone, the Bundy family unit felt incomplete, and the chemistry that once fueled the show's comedy seemed to fizzle. The show attempted to cope with these departures by introducing new characters, such as Seven, a young boy whom the Bundys adopted. While Seven brought a fresh and quirky element to the show, it couldn't entirely replace the void left by Bud and Kelly's absence. The changes led to mixed reactions from fans, with some embracing the new characters and others longing for the good old days when the Bundy family was intact. The departure of key cast members also signaled that Married with Children was entering a new phase, and with it came an inevitable decline as the show's original core was disrupted. Some viewers felt disconnected from the later seasons, missing the chemistry and camaraderie that had once made the show a success in its heyday. Though Married with Children remained on the air for several more seasons, the absence of David Faustino and Christina Applegate left an indelible mark. It was a bittersweet reminder that all good things must come to an end, but even in its later years, the show continued to resonate with its devoted fan base, thanks to the legacy of its unforgettable cast and the hilariously dysfunctional Bundy family.
Didn't realize that till he'd spent $1,000 on beer.
The overreaching arch of Married with Children began to catch up with the show as it faced boycotts from sponsors. The series, known for its risque jokes and sexual innuendos, adopted a no-holds-barred approach to comedy that often ruffled feathers. Some advertisers, fearing backlash from conservative viewers and concerned parents, chose to distance themselves from the show. treating it like a live grenade. The controversial nature of its content was akin to waving a red flag in front of a bull, prompting these companies to retreat for safety. As a result of the boycotts, the show encountered a harsh financial reality. The loss of advertising revenue dealt a significant blow to the production budget, making it increasingly challenging to maintain the quality that viewers had come to expect. Like a ship taking on water, Married with Children struggled to stay afloat amid the financial storm caused by departing sponsors. Furthermore, reduced financial support put the show's creative freedom at risk. With less money available, producers and writers had to tread carefully, fearing that certain content might scare away even more advertisers. This situation created a delicate balancing act between staying true to the show's irreverent roots and the risk of sinking the entire production. The added pressure from the network intensified the struggle. With the loss of advertisers, network executives began demanding changes and attempted to play the role of censor. This tug of war between creative freedom and financial stability created a tense atmosphere behind the scenes, leaving the show's future hanging in the balance. Despite these challenges, Married with Children remained resilient, refusing to back down entirely. The creators and cast continued to push the envelope, even if it meant navigating choppy waters. However, the impact of the sponsorship boycotts was undeniable, as the show fought to sustain its longevity in an increasingly competitive television landscape.
Hello, Al Bundy here. Yes.
The battles with censorship surrounding Married with Children were as notable as the show's bold humor. This series was not just a comedy, it was a defiant statement against conventional television norms. From its inception, the show faced scrutiny from advertisers and the Federal Communications Commission, which was quick to react to its provocative content. The FCC, tasked with ensuring that television met certain decency standards, often acted like a strict school principal, raising eyebrows at the show's audacious jokes and themes. Episodes such as No Chicken, No Check, and Neuter or Later pushed boundaries, leading the FCC to impose hefty fines that threatened the show's financial stability. Each fine felt like a punch, adding pressure to a production already struggling to stay afloat. The constant fear of censorship created a tense atmosphere on set, where writers and creators had to navigate a minefield of what was deemed acceptable. Yet, despite this pressure, Married with Children refused to back down. For many fans, the show's resistance to censorship became a symbol of free speech and creative freedom. However, for those involved in its production, it was a source of anxiety, knowing that each episode could attract the FCC's attention and penalties. This ongoing tussle highlighted the delicate balance between artistic expression and regulatory oversight, making Married with Children a landmark in television history.
Well, Kelly invented Bleen.
As the seasons of Married with Children progressed, the show faced a harsh reality with declining rankings and ratings. Initially celebrated for its bold and irreverent humor, the series began to lose its appeal to a segment of the audience. The very controversies that had propelled it to fame turned against it, leading to a decline in viewership. What was once fresh and daring became predictable, as the relentless stream of crude jokes and dysfunctional family dynamics started to wear thin. This created a love-hate relationship with fans. While some remained loyal, others drifted away in search of more family-friendly content. Criticism from parents and conservative groups added to the show's woes, eroding its solid fan base. The departure of key cast members, Bud and Kelly, further disrupted the show's chemistry, leaving a noticeable void. With ratings dwindling and audience interest fading, the creators struggled to maintain the show's relevance. Despite attempts to introduce new characters and storylines, the damage was done. The decline was gradual but evident, overshadowed by newer and more innovative comedies. As the final seasons aired, it became clear that the end was near. The show that had once been a trailblazer in sitcoms bid farewell after an impressive 11-season journey, leaving behind a legacy marked by both audacity and the sobering truth that even the boldest shows must eventually confront changing tides and fickle audiences.
Actually, I'm glad you're studying, because then you'll be quiet while the guys and I watch TV. Today is the premiere of the new Biggins Network.
Married with Children, the long-running American sitcom that premiered in 1987, has garnered a unique and dedicated following, characterized by its intentionally cheesy and politically incorrect humor. The show's appeal lies in its self-awareness. It embraces a certain knowing badness that invites viewers to revel in its crude and often outrageous content. This aspect of the show is particularly evident in the performances of the cast, who deliver their lines with a wink to the audience, acknowledging the absurdity of the situations they portray. At the heart of the series is Ed O'Neill's portrayal of Al Bundy, a character who has become iconic in the realm of television. O'Neill's comedic timing and expressive delivery bring a depth to Al's struggles as a beleaguered shoe salesman and family man. His ability to elicit laughter through a mere facial expression or a well-timed quip is a testament to his talent, making him a significant draw for the show's popularity. Viewers often find themselves rooting for Al, despite, or perhaps because of, his many flaws and misadventures. Peggy Bundy, played by Katie Sagal, complements Al's character perfectly. Initially presented as a more subdued version of the character, Peggy's transformation in the second season into a bold, larger-than-life figure adds a layer of humor and complexity to the show. Sagal's performance captures Peggy's unapologetic attitude and her sharp tongue, especially in her frequent jabs at Al's masculinity. The dynamic between the couple, filled with innuendo and playful banter, is a central theme that fuels much of the show's humor. The supporting characters, including the Bundy children, also contribute significantly to the series' charm. Christina Applegate's portrayal of Kelly Bundy embodies the archetype of the attractive yet dim-witted daughter, capturing the attention of audiences with her comedic presence. Meanwhile, David Faustino's Bud Bundy, who fancies himself a ladies' man despite his continuous failures, adds another layer of humor that resonates with viewers. The show's exploration of family dynamics, particularly the generational conflicts and the absurdity of suburban life, provides a rich backdrop for its comedic narrative. However, Married with Children is not without its criticisms. Some viewers argue that the show's reliance on sexism, machismo, and crude humor can be off-putting. The portrayal of gender roles and the often derogatory jokes aimed at women can feel outdated or offensive to contemporary audiences. While some fans appreciate the show for its boldness in tackling taboo subjects, others find it difficult to overlook the problematic aspects of its humor. This dichotomy creates a polarized view of the series, where it is celebrated by some for its irreverence, while being criticized by others for perpetuating negative stereotypes. Despite these opposing viewpoints, the show's legacy remains intact. It has paved the way for future sitcoms to explore similar themes, and has influenced the genre significantly. The long-running gags and familiar scenarios, such as Peggy's constant mockery of Al's sexual prowess, have a nostalgic quality that resonates with many fans. The humor may be predictable at times, but it is often executed with such charm and enthusiasm that it remains enjoyable. In summary, Married with Children stands out as a distinctive sitcom that captures the complexities of family life through a lens of crude humor and satire. Its characters, particularly Al and Peggy Bundy, have become cultural icons, and the show's blend of self-aware comedy and social commentary continues to spark discussions about its relevance in today's television landscape. While it may not appeal to everyone due to its controversial themes, it undeniably holds a special place in the hearts of many viewers who appreciate its unapologetic approach to humor.
To convince me that you are afraid of shoes. I have 1 week to prove that you're the biggest fool alive. Right?
As we wrap up our look at the unforgettable moments from Married with Children, prepare for a twist that dives deeper into the lives of the cast. What became of Al, Peg, Kelly, and Bud once the cameras stopped rolling? Behind the laughter and the outrageous antics, each actor's journey took unexpected turns. From surprising career shifts to personal challenges, their stories are as compelling as the show itself. You might think you know where they ended up, but the paths they traveled are filled with intrigue and revelation. Discover how the iconic characters influenced their real-life counterparts and the impact they left on pop culture. Join us as we peel back the layers of fame and fortune, revealing the secrets and stories that shaped their post-show lives. This bonus segment promises to captivate your curiosity, offering a fresh perspective on the beloved cast and their enduring legacy.
I've got to heave.
Shut up or I'll pound you like a...
Kathleen Freeman portrayed Peg's mom on the 1987 TV series Married with Children, bringing a unique blend of humor and depth to the character. Her role was marked by a complex relationship with her daughter, often reflecting the struggles of generational conflict. Freeman's performance added layers to the show's comedic foundation, showcasing her talent in both comedy and drama. Freeman's career began in the 1940s, where she appeared in films and television, often cast in supporting roles. Despite her success, she faced personal hardships, including a battle with cancer that deeply affected her life and career. She was known for her resilience, often returning to the stage and screen despite her health challenges. In her later years, Freeman became a beloved figure for her contributions to the arts, yet her life was marred by the struggles of maintaining her health and the loss of close friends in the industry. The last known information about her indicates she passed away in 2001, leaving behind a legacy of memorable performances and a profound impact on those who worked with her.
I think our agreement called for cash in advance.
Tim Conway's portrayal of Ephraim Wanker in the 1987 TV series Married with Children stands out as a memorable guest appearance. Wanker, a bumbling and inept character, showcased Conway's signature comedic style, blending absurdity with a hint of vulnerability. His performance, while humorous, also hinted at deeper themes of failure and desperation, reflecting the darker undertones of the show. After the series, Conway continued to work in television and film, but his career faced challenges. He struggled with typecasting, often being seen solely as a comedian despite his range. Personal hardships emerged, including a tumultuous period marked by health issues. In 2018, he suffered from complications related to normal pressure hydrocephalus, which affected his mobility and speech. Despite these challenges, Conway maintained a sense of humor, even in the face of adversity. In his later years, he faced a lawsuit from his daughter regarding his care, raising questions about his well-being and the dynamics within his family. As of the last known information, Conway passed away in May 2020, leaving behind a legacy of laughter and a complex personal story that resonated beyond his comedic roles.
You know, that's why we bought this dump, because it had a basement. I wanted a sewing room. You know, someplace I could...
Dot Marie Jones played the character of Dot in the 1987 TV series Married with Children. Her role was significant as she brought a unique blend of toughness and humor, often challenging the show's traditional gender roles. Dot's character was memorable for her physicality and her ability to stand up to the show's central figures, leaving a lasting impression on viewers. After the show ended, Dot Marie Jones faced numerous challenges in her personal life. She struggled with her identity and acceptance in the industry, often confronting stereotypes about women in comedy. In 2013, she publicly came out as a transgender man, sharing her journey of self-acceptance and the difficulties that came with it. Jones also faced personal hardships, including the tragic loss of her father, which deeply affected her. Despite these challenges, she continued to work in television and film, earning acclaim for her roles in Glee and other projects. Recent reports indicate she remains active in her career, advocating for LGBTQ rights and sharing her story to inspire others.
Yeah, and what's your name?
Thumbelina!
Joey Lauren Adams portrayed Cousin Effie in the 1987 television series Married with Children. Her character was known for her eccentric behavior and unique perspective, adding a quirky layer to the show's dynamics. This role showcased her comedic talent, helping to establish her presence in Hollywood. After her stint on the show, Adams transitioned to film, gaining recognition for her roles in Chasing Amy and Big Daddy, where she displayed a mix of charm and vulnerability. However, her journey was not without challenges. Adams faced personal hardships, including a tumultuous relationship with actor Kevin Smith, which ended amid public scrutiny. She also battled with the pressures of fame, leading to a struggle with anxiety and depression. Despite these issues, she continued to work in the industry, though her appearances became less frequent in the 2000s. As of now, Joey Lauren Adams remains relatively private, with limited public appearances. Her last known work was a role in the 2018 film, and she has focused on personal projects and advocacy. The shadows of her past linger, but she continues to navigate her life away from the spotlight.
Let's rock.
Ted McGinley portrayed Jefferson D'Arcy in the 1987 television series Married with Children, stepping into the role as a charming yet often inept husband to Marcy Ruiz. His character was known for his laid-back demeanor and his tendency to rely on others, often leading to humorous yet frustrating situations. Jefferson brought a new dynamic to the show, contrasting sharply with the other characters, particularly Al Bundy. McGinley's performance was marked by a blend of wit and obliviousness, which resonated with audiences during the show's later season. After Married with Children, McGinley faced a fluctuating career in Hollywood. While he found some success in roles on shows like Hope and Faith and The Love Boat, he struggled to escape the typecasting that often follows actors from long-running sitcoms. Personal hardships included a brief period of financial instability and the challenges of maintaining relevance in an ever-changing entertainment industry. Notably, he faced scrutiny for his career choices, with some labeling him a jump-the-shark actor, a term used to describe when a show loses its quality. In his personal life, McGinley has remained relatively private. He has been married to his wife, Gigi, since 1991, and they have 2 children together. The couple has faced the typical struggles of parenthood and the pressures of public life, but they have largely kept their family matters out of the spotlight. As of the latest updates, McGinley continues to act sporadically, focusing on family and personal projects, remaining a figure of curiosity for fans of his earlier work.
Here? Or worse, wake up one morning next to a long-legged Nordic beauty with big honkers? Oh.
Matt LeBlanc's portrayal of Vinnie Verducci in the 1987 television series Married with Children marked an early step in his acting career. Vinnie, a charming yet irresponsible friend of the show's protagonist, showcased LeBlanc's ability to blend humor with a hint of darkness. This role set the stage for his later fame, but also foreshadowed the complexities he would face in his personal life. After Married with Children, LeBlanc's career took off with the iconic role of Joey Tribbiani on Friends. However, his rise to fame was not without struggles. LeBlanc faced personal hardships, including a tumultuous marriage to Melissa McKnight, which ended in divorce after several years. Their relationship was marred by challenges, including LeBlanc's battle with depression and the pressures of fame. In 2016, LeBlanc faced public scrutiny when he was involved in a scandal regarding inappropriate comments made during a television interview. This incident cast a shadow over his otherwise successful career. As of now, LeBlanc has taken a step back from the spotlight, focusing on his family and personal life. He remains a beloved figure in television history, with fans still curious about his next moves.
Like what you see?
Well, I don't know. I haven't been able to take it all in yet.
Amanda Bearse's portrayal of Marcy D'Arcy in the 1987 television series Married with Children was a defining role that showcased her talent for blending humor with the complexities of a suburban housewife. Marcy, often the voice of reason amidst the chaos of the Bundy family, became a cultural icon, representing the struggles of women in a patriarchal society. Bearse's performance was marked by a sharp wit and a fierce independence, making Marcy a memorable character. After the show ended in 1997, Bearse faced personal and professional challenges. She came out as a lesbian in the early 1990s, a bold move that was not without its difficulties in Hollywood. Despite the stigma, she continued to work in the industry, directing episodes of various shows and appearing in films. Bearse also faced hardships, including a publicized divorce and the loss of her father, which deeply affected her. In recent years, Bearse has largely stepped away from the spotlight, focusing on her personal life and advocacy for LGBTQ rights. The last known information about her indicates she is living a quieter life, reflecting on her past while contributing to causes close to her heart.
Well, another great night. Look.
Katie Saigel's portrayal of Peggy Bundy in Married with Children began in 1987, capturing the essence of a discontented housewife with biting humor and a rebellious spirit. Peggy's character was a stark contrast to the typical 1980s ideal of femininity, often depicted as lazy and self-indulgent. Yet she resonated with audiences for her unapologetic attitude. Saigel's performance was both bold and layered, revealing deeper themes of frustration and longing beneath the comedic surface. After the show concluded in 1997, Saigel faced significant challenges in her personal life. She endured the tragic loss of her parents, which deeply affected her. Saigel also battled personal demons, including struggles with substance abuse. Her marriage to musician Jack White ended amid allegations of infidelity, which added to her public struggles. Despite these hardships, she found success in other roles, notably in Sons of Anarchy, where she played the formidable Gemma Teller. In recent years, Saigel has continued to work in television, appearing in various projects, including The Conners. Her resilience and ability to adapt have kept her in the spotlight, showcasing her enduring talent. As of now, she remains active in the industry, with fans eagerly anticipating her next moves.
Richard Bailey running around with a condom on his head, but it's all I got.
David Faustino's portrayal of Bud Bundy in Married with Children began in 1987, marking him as the sarcastic and rebellious son of the dysfunctional Bundy family. Bud, often overshadowed by his sister Kelly and burdened by the weight of his father Al's failures, became a symbol of teenage angst and disillusionment. Faustino's performance blended humor with a deeper sense of longing, reflecting the struggles of youth in a chaotic household. After the show ended in 1997, Faustino faced challenges in his career. He struggled to escape the shadow of Bud Bundy, taking on roles in various projects, including voice work for animated series and appearances in reality TV. However, his personal life was tumultuous. He faced financial difficulties and was involved in a highly publicized legal battle over a failed investment in a nightclub. Faustino's life also included a rocky marriage that ended in divorce, leaving him to navigate the complexities of fatherhood alone. Despite these hardships, he has remained active in the industry, appearing in guest roles and pursuing music. As of now, Faustino continues to work in entertainment, though details about his current projects remain scarce. His journey reflects the struggles many face in the limelight as he seeks to redefine himself beyond the iconic role of Bud Bundy.
The car.
Look, I say we each take a different path and circle the lot. I mean, the Dodge has got to be here.
Bud's right. But
Iqbal Thiba portrayed the character Iqbal in the 1987 TV series Married with Children, a role that added a unique layer to the show's ensemble. His character was often the target of humor, embodying the stereotypes of a foreigner in a comedic landscape dominated by American family dynamics. Despite the light-hearted nature of the show, Thiba's portrayal hinted at the complexities of immigrant life, subtly weaving in themes of identity and belonging. After the show concluded, Iqbal Thiba faced various challenges in his career. He struggled to break free from the typecasting that often follows actors in comedy roles. Despite his talent, he found it difficult to secure diverse roles in mainstream media. His personal life was marked by hardships, including the loss of family members and the pressures of navigating Hollywood as a South Asian actor. Thiba also faced scrutiny over his portrayal of ethnic characters, which sometimes drew criticism for perpetuating stereotypes. In recent years, Thiba has remained active in the industry, taking on roles in television and film, while also engaging in advocacy for better representation of South Asians in media. However, details about his personal life remain scarce, adding an air of mystery to his journey. The last known information suggests he continues to work in the entertainment field, striving to redefine his narrative and contribute positively to the industry.
I want a Cadillac.
I want a Ferrari.
I want a Porsche.
Joseph D. Reitman portrayed the character Genghis in the 1987 episode of Married with Children, a role that stood out for its eccentricity and humor. Genghis, a playful and absurd character, served as a comedic foil, embodying the show's signature irreverence. Reitman's performance was memorable for its energy, contributing to the show's offbeat charm. After Married with Children, Reitman faced significant challenges. He struggled with typecasting, finding it difficult to land roles that showcased his range. His career included appearances in various television shows and films, but he often remained in the shadows of more prominent actors. Beyond his professional life, Reitman encountered personal hardships, including a tumultuous marriage to actress Shannon Elizabeth, which ended in divorce amid public scrutiny. In the years that followed, Reitman became known for his work behind the scenes, engaging in producing and directing. However, he also faced scandals related to his personal life, including allegations of financial mismanagement and disputes with former colleagues. As of the latest reports, Reitman has maintained a low profile, focusing on independent projects. His current whereabouts remain largely unknown, leaving a sense of mystery surrounding his life after fame.
Stallion like me only comes around once a year.
Hill Harper portrayed Aaron in the 1987 television series Married with Children, a role that showcased his talent in a comedic setting, though the character was often overshadowed by the show's main cast. Aaron was a friend of the Bundy family, bringing a youthful energy that contrasted with the show's cynical humor. Despite his limited screen time, Harper's performance hinted at a depth that would later define his career. After Married with Children, Harper faced significant challenges in his career. He struggled to find roles that matched his potential, leading to a period of uncertainty. However, he eventually found success in film and television, notably in CSI NY and various independent films. His journey was not without hardship. Harper dealt with personal losses, including the death of his mother, which profoundly affected him. He also faced scrutiny in the industry, often navigating the complexities of being a black actor in Hollywood. In recent years, Harper has shifted focus, engaging in activism and writing, addressing social issues, and advocating for education. His commitment to these causes reflects a desire to make a positive impact beyond entertainment. As of now, he continues to work on projects that align with his values, although specific details on his current endeavors remain scarce. His life story is a testament to resilience in the face of adversity.
Class every day, you don't know anything about school.
Oh, yeah? Then how come...
Ed O'Neill's portrayal of Al Bundy in the 1987 television series Married with Children marked a significant moment in television history. Al, a disgruntled shoe salesman, became a symbol of the disillusioned American male, embodying the struggles of a man trapped in a mundane life. O'Neill's performance was both darkly comedic and painfully relatable, showcasing the character's failures and frustrations. After the show ended in 1997, O'Neill faced challenges in transitioning to new roles. He found success in the critically acclaimed series Modern Family, where he played Jay Pritchett, a wealthy patriarch, which contrasted sharply with Al Bundy's character. Off-screen, O'Neill's life was marked by personal hardships. He faced the death of his father in 1986, a loss that deeply affected him. His marriage to model Catherine Russoff faced difficulties, leading to a separation, though they eventually reconciled. O'Neill has also been open about the struggles of maintaining a career in Hollywood, navigating the industry's changing landscape. As of the latest updates, Ed O'Neill continues to act and remains a respected figure in the industry, though he keeps much of his personal life private, shrouded in mystery.
We all work in the same mall. Why are you giving me the shaft?
Christina Applegate's portrayal of Kelly Bundy in the 1987 series Married with Children marked a significant moment in television history. Kelly, the stereotypical dumb blonde, became an iconic character, blending humor with a sharp edge that resonated with audiences. Applegate's performance was both comedic and layered, showcasing her talent at a young age. After the show ended in 1997, Applegate faced numerous challenges. She battled personal hardships, including a breast cancer diagnosis in 2008, leading to a double mastectomy. This life-altering event transformed her perspective on health and femininity, prompting her to become an advocate for cancer awareness. Scandals also shattered her career, including struggles with substance abuse in her early 20s, which she eventually overcame. In recent years, Applegate has continued to work in television, most notably in the Netflix series Dead to Me, showcasing her resilience and depth as an actress. As of now, she is navigating life post-treatment, dealing with the effects of her health challenges, while remaining a vocal advocate for women's health issues.
She bit me on the neck, Peg. Now I live forever. Oh, no.
David Garrison portrayed Steve Rhodes in the 1987 series Married with Children, a character known for his contrasting personality to the show's lead, Al Bundy. Steve, a well-meaning but often hapless husband, provided a foil to the Bundy family's dysfunction, navigating the challenges of marriage and societal expectations. Garrison's performance was marked by a blend of charm and vulnerability, making Steve a memorable part of the show's dynamic. After leaving the series, Garrison faced significant challenges. He struggled to find roles that matched the impact of his character on television. His career included guest appearances on various shows, but none achieved the same level of recognition. In his personal life, Garrison encountered hardships, including a difficult divorce that left him emotionally and financially strained. He also dealt with the pressures of fame, which led to a period of introspection and withdrawal from the public eye. In recent years, Garrison has remained largely out of the spotlight, focusing on theater work and occasionally participating in fan conventions. His last known public appearance was at a reunion event for Married with Children, where he reflected on his time on the show with a mix of nostalgia and regret. The complexities of his life post-show reveal a man grappling with the shadows of his past while seeking peace in his present.
Safe to say that Al has let me down again. Unfortunately, in this...
As we wrap up our look at the iconic series Married with Children, it's hard not to feel a wave of nostalgia for those days in the late 80s and early 90s. The show, with its unforgettable characters like Al, Peg, Kelly, and Bud, tackled real-life issues with humor and honesty. It broke new ground by portraying a less-than-perfect family, resonating with many viewers who face their own struggles. Ed O'Neill, who played Al Bundy, transformed from a struggling shoe salesman into a beloved television icon, while Katie Sagle's Peg became a symbol of defiance against traditional roles. The show's bold humor and memorable catchphrases left a lasting impact on pop culture. Did you watch Married with Children during your childhood? What moments or episodes stand out for you? We invite you to share your favorite memories and stories in the comments below. Your experiences help keep the spirit of this groundbreaking show alive.
And love and marriage go together like Peg would.